talk a lot with my hands now that I'm sitting here and talking. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Mackenzie. Today is Thursday, and I know that I said that I post every Tuesday and Saturday, but it's finals week. It is crazy. I had a presentation on Monday, I had a presentation on Wednesday, I had a job interview on Wednesday, I had a final today, I have a final tomorrow, and I have a final on Monday. So it has been crazy hectic, and I did have a video planned for that day on Tuesday, and I wasn't able to record it. But I still wanted to get 2 videos up this week, so I tweeted you guys and told you that I was going to do a college Q&A and to tweet me your questions, and I actually got kind of a decent amount, so I'm just going to go ahead and start answering them. So, yep. Cool. Taylor asked, how did you pick your major? Honestly, when I went into freshman year, I planned on being a biology major, to be a marine biologist in the future, and now I'm a criminology major, and I went for a job interview at a courthouse. So yeah, that's like complete 180. And honestly, as much as people complain about general education classes, they really do have an overview of everything that you could possibly want to take at that specific university. And I took Intro to Criminal Justice, and I did really well in the class. I liked going to class. I liked to learn about it. I was interested in the topic, so I started taking more and more criminal justice type classes and looked more into the major and looked more into the different jobs that you could get with the major. And it just so happens that the university that I go to doesn't specifically have criminal justice as a major, so I'm criminology, which is criminal justice / sociology / psychology, and I would just really take advantage of the general education courses. Go into your freshman year undeclared, take general education courses that you think you would be interested in, and see which one that you like the most and you do the best in. Jen asked, how was the process of transferring? Honestly, it was easy because I didn't do most of it. My sister already went to the university that I was transferring into, so anything that I had to do on that campus, she really helped me out with. And my mom did a lot because my mom really knew how unhappy I was at my first university, and obviously moms being moms don't want their kids unhappy. She did everything in her power to help me transfer within the next year. So my freshman year was at one university, and then from my sophomore year on I've been at this one, and I like it a lot more. Like I said, I didn't do a lot. I just had to get like transcripts from the university that I was at and like get signatures from people to transfer credits over. It wasn't as hard as a process as I thought it was going to be. Once I applied and I got my acceptance letter, I was like, what is it called? Once I got my acceptance letter, it was kind of easy after that. I really feel like someone's standing outside my door. Hey. And Jen also asked, did you deal with any problems? Okay. The only problem that I dealt with was my financial aid going from, like my student loans going from my first university to my second, because I switched companies, I guess you could, I don't even know. I switched where I was getting my loans from. My first university used one, and then my second university I started on a whole new one. But the other place had sent my university another loan, like I was still going there, and this university didn't get, like, the hardest part, that was the only issue I ever came across. That was the hardest part, was transferring my student loans from one university to the next. That was the hardest, but it's understandable as to why, because it's thousands of dollars that they're letting you borrow. That was the hardest part. Kelsey asked, what made you want to transfer schools? The first university that I went to was 2 hours away from my house in my hometown, and like so out of the way of any possible family or friend. My aunt lives on this side of the state, and the school that I'm at now is in like the center of the state, and then I live on the left side of the state, so like the first university that I was at was way out there. I only saw people like maybe once a semester. I saw my family and stuff on Thanksgiving, when I went home for Christmas, and when they came and visited me for my birthday. Like, I didn't get to go home a lot. And that's when I realized I'm a homebody. I like going home. I like seeing my parents. And yeah, plus that university didn't have criminology as a major. This one did. There was a lot of aspects going into transferring. That university cost more than this one does, and I didn't like their classes. I didn't like their class buildings. You want to like what you're paying for, and that university was more expensive, so I was paying more for stuff that I didn't like. You know. I don't know this person's name. They asked, how do you stay motivated? I don't. No, I'm kidding. As like nerdy as it sounds, my GPA. I hate logging on and seeing a GPA. Like, I made Dean's List at my last university. I made Dean's List here. So I missed Dean's List last semester by 0.2 points. And I hated logging on and seeing that. So I don't know, what is the word? The satisfaction of logging in and seeing that you made Dean's List, I guess, is what keeps me motivated. What motivates me is to be happy with looking at my GPA. Because in high school, my GPA was shit. And I was like embarrassed when people asked me what it was. And now I'm like, you want to know my GPA? I'll tell you my GPA. That's honestly what keeps me motivated. Because I know how it feels like to not like my GPA. And honestly, GPAs aren't even that important. I'm just crazy. So like, don't stress about your high school GPA. Don't stress about if you're in college, if you're in your freshman year of college right now and you're just ending your first semester and you don't like how it looks, don't stress about it, because when you go for job interviews and internship interviews, they never ask you what your GPA is. Like, honestly, it personally matters, like, to me, but it's totally fine if you're not, like, you know what I'm saying? And she also asked, what are the best ways to study? It depends on how your specific professors set up their tests. So how I study for like definitions is obviously note cards. I did the same thing in high school. Everyone says that college is so much harder than high school, and it's like, what are you talking about? Anyways, I do the note cards for my definition words. I just reread my notes for a lot of the what I think will be the short answer or the essay questions. I reread a lot of my notes. And if the professor is a nice enough professor to give you the essay question in advance, I'll write the essay and then study what I wrote and then go into the test, and that be the first thing that I do with the essay. Like, but that not every professor gives you the questions before the test, so when they don't, you really just have to hardcore study your notebook, because you don't know what the essay question is going to be. I feel like my voice is like, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Natasha. I'm just going to stick with Natasha. They asked, what do I study? I'm a criminology major and a law and politics minor. Michaela asks, would you pick your roomies or keep it random? I'm living in a suite, picked my roomie, but what about the other two? I would pick them, speaking from experience. This is actually the second dorm room we've lived in this year. We had to move. We were also in a suite. We also picked each other, my roommate and I. We didn't pick our two other suite mates. We didn't fight. We didn't like not get along. It's just we had two very different living styles and studying styles, and I don't even want to say we clashed, because we didn't argue at all. We didn't fight. Like, it was just kind of, it would be the same way with a roommate, you know? Like, if you get a random roommate and one's messy and one's not, then you're gonna clash, because one's gonna want the room clean and one's not gonna care. That's kind of like it was, I guess. Not really. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, because we didn't fight, we didn't have a problem. But if you're feeling risky and you want to use the opportunity to make friends, then go random, because you might like the randoms. So, yeah. It's not really a good answer, but speaking from my own experience, I would pick them. So that's it for this Q&A. I tried to keep it kind of short and sweet, because I could talk about school and I could answer a crazy amount of questions, and I don't want this to be too long of a video. I know it was only like 6 or 7 questions, but I'll be happy to do another college Q&A. Just leave your questions down in the comments or tweet me them. All my social media is up on my channel art thing. The links are up there. My ColourPop giveaway ends this Saturday. I'm going to post a Saturday, my Saturday video is going to have the winner in it. So it ends in 2 days, so I'll link it down below and I'll put it somewhere on the screen. Go enter because it's over in 2 days. I want to get this shipped out so somebody gets a Christmas present. There's a cop. Cool. And don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every Tuesday and Saturday. Normally every Tuesday and Saturday. This one's up on a Thursday because I was too busy, but don't forget to subscribe. Oh my god, I just broke my leg. Oh my